Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do broiled tomatoes. It's from my Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook, and if you don't have a toaster oven, you should get a toaster oven because they're very handy and they can do a lot of really amazing things. And by the way, if you're interested in more videos, you can go to my channels, Palette and Palette, on YouTube, all about art, all about cooking, and my website, which is a lot about art and cooking and a whole bunch of other stuff, is freeonlineartclasses.com. That's www.freeonlineartclasses.com. So if you're interested in art, and if you're interested in cooking, or art and cooking, I would give those a try. So anyway, I have this broiled tomato recipe here, and this is like really easy. When I don't feel like fussing a lot, broiled tomatoes is a really good way to go, and it doesn't take very long. And it turns out always that if you like tomatoes, this is something to really look into. The tomatoes become soft and sweet, and the filling is so lovely, and it can go on to a salad or it can go on pasta. It's just a wonderful, wonderful side dish, or even a... And like so many of my recipes in Pop It in the Toaster Oven, the ingredients are easy to get, nothing real fancy. You can go to your grocery store and pick up the ingredients, still make a really stellar supper or dinner. And so I'm going to show you what the ingredients are. I'm going to set the toaster oven on broil in just a few minutes to kind of get it heated. So by the time all of this is done, I can just pop it in. This recipe is for 2 tomatoes. I'm doing 3, so I am expanding the recipe a little bit and expanding the broiling time. What I have here is 3 tomatoes. Now these are hothouse tomatoes. They're nothing fancy. They're large, and I find hothouse tomatoes work just fine. They're very sturdy. So what I've done is I've cut the tops off. Just cut the top right off, and then scoop out with a spoon the interior. And shame on me, you know, my recipe, I say, you know, scoop it out and discard it. Well, that's a wasteful thing to do. I don't know why I put that in. You can save the innards of these and make a nice sauce or put it on a salad. So as in expanding this recipe, the recipe called for 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. In this case, I have 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, so that should accommodate that better. And then there's 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and in this case I have 3 tablespoons of olive oil here. And then there's Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and I have 3 here. And by the way, you know, you can get any Parmesan cheese is great. I like this is just a little bit higher quality. It's grated, comes in a bag instead of a carton, and I think the flavor is much better. And then I went out to the garden. I have a really nice herb garden going this year. And consequently, I've put all these herbs together. So I really think any fresh herbs will work really well with this recipe. I have 2 teaspoons of fresh oregano here, and I think I'm going to add maybe a tablespoon of fresh basil as well, and then 2 teaspoons of fresh cilantro. That's really going to give it a nice flavor. And then the recipe calls for a teaspoon of powdered garlic or minced garlic. In this case, I have the powdered garlic, and I did just not 2 teaspoons. I did a heaping teaspoon of powdered garlic because that goes a long way. So all of these ingredients here are going to be blended in the bowl, and then I'm going to stuff the tomatoes. And now I did add about a tablespoon of the fresh basil too as well. This all smells really, really good. And so all of this is going to go in. The breadcrumbs are going to go in. And the Parmesan cheese. The garlic. And the oil. And then I'm just going to add some freshly grated pepper, and salt to taste. And I added about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and some pepper, so I'm just going to mix this around like this. And then you'll just want to fill these tomatoes up with equal portions amongst, in this case, the 3 tomatoes. Pack it in there pretty good. All right, I'm just going to set these tomatoes with a lot of toaster ovens. You get like the broiling pan in the rack, which is a really nice thing to have. And so there they are. Aren't they pretty? All right, so in go the tomatoes into broil, and in my pop it in the toaster oven cookbook, I have it at 10 minutes, but I've got 3 tomatoes here, so of course I'm going to have to expand that cooking time. I would say between 15 and 20 minutes. In this case, I'm just going to have to keep an eye on them. I will set the timer for 15. Well, that was 15 minutes, and I tested them. The topping, of course, is nicely browned, and just by poking the tomato, you can see that that is quite nicely broiled. So what I'm going to do is to make a salad by taking one of these and putting it on a bed of lettuce. It's really good. So I have my little sweet tea here and my salad. We'll see how the broiled tomato tastes. Oh yeah. When you think of tomatoes, sometimes it's something like with pizza or stewed tomatoes or tomatoes just sliced on a salad. But this is fantastic, and the reason why is because in broiling, even a silly old hothouse tomato gets really sweet. And then of course the filling, which is what could you do? Mushrooms, hamburger, pasta, pepperoni. There's no end to the possibilities of enhancing this, and I love it. What recipes you can really be freewheeling with, like this one. The other thing is that I've served this on pasta, and it is absolutely wonderful. It's such a welcome change from just your ordinary tomato sauce. This is very easy. Pop it in your toaster oven. You'll have a beautiful salad or even a main course with pasta. I would give this a try.